possibly one of the best sprint finishes of the day.
Shouts to all my lost boys, we rowdy. Shouts to all my lost boys. Shouts to all my lost boys, we rowdy. Shouts to all my lost boys. Shouts to all my lost boys, we rowdy. Shouts to all my lost boys. Shouts to all my lost boys. When you're ready, when you're ready.
I can't remember where I heard it this week, and it was a phrase that stuck with me. This channel, this for me is documenting, not creating. So I'm documenting what I'm up to. I'll try and be creative where I can. So I'm just going to run you through the week. So Monday, travelled back from the Isle of Wight. We also looked at a van on Monday, which I'll come to later. A van on the Isle of Wight, so before getting on the ferry, it's been something that I've been trying to convince Amy we need for quite a while now. I wore her down with Bryn, and I think I've won her over because she loves him, and I'm hoping the van is the same. Did an easy spin on the turbo and a very short gym session, mainly focusing on my calves and the little bits of me that I need to keep sort of strong and robust. Tuesday, I went for a short swim. Wasn't in the plan, but I felt with the lack of swimming in the latter part of the week before, I really needed to do some swimming. I felt like I was starting to make a bit of progress, and I wanted to just get in the water. And even if I plan to lie in at the moment, I'm getting up at silly o'clock naturally. I say silly o'clock, anywhere between 5 and half 5. Tuesday evening, I had another one of the crazy brick sessions that I've been doing at the moment. So bike run, bike run, bike run. 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute on the bike, into some longer efforts on the run. Then a sustained effort on the bike, into 3, 2, 1 on the run. And then back to 3, 2, 1 on the bike, and some longer efforts on the run. I definitely felt like it took way more out of me last week. And this week actually, it went a lot better. I didn't get carried away on the run and push it too hard, which is probably a good thing. So I was running somewhat more realistic paces. But yeah, it was a decent session. I don't think I'm doing any more than pre-Finland. I can't see one in there for next week anyway. So that's those done. Wednesday, I did a long aerobic swim and an actual gym session. Thursday was a bit of a mental day. I got up and did pretty much a 2-hour bike session and got myself into London and at my desk for about 8:45. Managed to do a little short 45-minute run at lunchtime as well. On Thursday, managed to secure a van. So we have bought a van, or I've at least put a deposit down, and we're now just waiting for funds to clear, etc., and a date to go pick it up. And I can't wait, I honestly can't wait. But it means we're going to drive to Nice. We're probably going to go to IRONMAN Wales the weekend before, and possibly even down to Weymouth the weekend after Nice. So it's going to get lots of use in September. And then going into the weekend, a really big weekend for me, for optimal endurance, for some of my athletes. I'd had a plan to do a training weekend in the UK. So before potentially I look to do some sort of camp, particularly abroad next year with a group of athletes, I wanted to just test the water and see some of my more loyal, or the athletes I've coached for many years, get them together, do a bit of a training weekend. Me personally, that meant doing a bit more harder training on Friday, so I had some flexibility over the weekend, as I didn't want to sacrifice what I need to do to prepare for my races, and I wanted to be able to give everything to the athletes. So I swam Friday morning on my own, 4K in the open water, and then I also did a really good tempo run, which was about 1 hour and 40, hour and 35, and was obviously a tempo run, and there was probably 52 minutes worth of work in it. So, and then on Saturday we had a full-on day, and the disappointing thing was the weather was not on our side, so it was miserable. Swimming was okay. We went back to the lake and we did 3K in the open water. A few of the guys that were racing Sunday came, and a few guys that were training came. So it was a small group of us, and that was quite fun. Obviously, with it drizzling, it didn't really matter. We then came home, had a bit of breakfast, met some other guys who came and met us, and we went out on our bikes. I'm gonna call this puncture number 1, because it might not be the last. Just a bit of an update. The 2 F1 mechanics are still struggling. We're on tube number 3. No wonder Alonso didn't do very well at Alpine.
You wound that in already? Have you?
Huh?
Have you wound this in?
Yeah. Oh.
Should we just go with that? Don't fancy going much more and just
tick it. Might pinch flat.
Yeah.
I don't want to tick.
You definitely go a bit more than that.
That's all I'm doing. Scared.
Had a very eventful ride, and we managed to string together a pretty good run off the bike as a group, with people doing their own sort of thing but coming together nicely at the end. I then got a train into London to go down and stay in the hotel, catch up with Amy, who had gone in during the day to check her bike in, etc. Went out for pizza with Billy Finella and a few athletes, and then had possibly the worst night's sleep I've had in ages. I think I recorded just over 4 hours. Got up early Sunday for the race. I had 3 people doing it: Amy, Francis and Chris.
When you see it at your front door, you are gonna want more. Something fresh, so brand new. Something you can't handle. Light the fire like a candle. There's nothing that you can't do.
Race favourite.
Going nuts, that's
Go for the big dog.
Cash rules everything around me. Dollar, dollar bill. Cash rules everything around me. Holla how you feel, dog. I don't know about you. Why one hop out to? Jump in, hop out to. Watch what I say and how I do it.
If you don't love me now, you gon' love me tomorrow. If you don't love me now, you gon' love me tomorrow.
I always do it.
You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me. You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me.
Because you are amazing middle distance athletes. Well done.
You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me. Talk is cheap, shut your trap. Tongue in cheek, yeah, you like that.
Look
out for me, I'm on the right track. Super, 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 super cool. Who that in the pool? Splash on all you fools. All game but new rules and cash rules everything around me. Dollar, dollar, big dog. Cash rules everything around me. Holla how you feel, dog. I don't know about you. Why one hop out to? Jump in, hop out to. Watch what I say and how I do it.
Hey!
If you don't love me now, you gon' love me tomorrow.
Let's go.
If you don't love me now, you gon' love me tomorrow. If you don't love me now, you gon' love me tomorrow.
2 minutes, Neil, 2
If you
minutes.
don't love me now, you gon' love me tomorrow.
You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me. You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me. You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me. You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me. You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me. You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me. You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me.
Possibly one of the best sprint finishes of the day. And now I've just got home. It was meant to be a full rest day, but we've just wanting to, I don't know, I'm in a very bad headspace potentially where I feel like I'm not doing enough, but when I say it out loud, I'm obviously doing quite a lot. Not only training wise, just in life as well. Working, traveling in the office, running a business, trying to prepare to meet some of the coaches today, do some flyering. It's everything else going on, it's a lot, but I want to be in the best shape possible. I didn't want to have a full rest day. A 45-minute spin, which I count as exercise rather than training, hopefully won't do any harm. I'm back on it tomorrow. That's a week in the life of Triathlon Ross. 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks of hard training. 1 week of kind of tapering with Finland, and then a hybrid period to Nice. The next 2 weekends are key for me, both mentally and physically. I really need to string together a couple of 6+ hour sessions on the bike and run, and then I'll be ready to go. Thanks for watching, have a good week, and see you soon. Cheers.